the strike. I left home. I got Terry Collins was on the line. Terry took me into Reggie Major's office, and I signed one sheet of paper to get into San Francisco State. One's the front, that's the information, and the backside was the money sheet, and Terry took me over to Ron Boyd, financial aid, signed all my stuff, then I was living in the dorms. So I always remember Terry with love and respect. Terry was the point person that the Central Committee sent over to help organize then, but later we set up the Third World Liberation Front. It was Terry Collins, and they later Crutchfield kind of kicked in, but Terry was the point man. I was on the Presidium during the strike, Next Generation, and Willie Phillips and Walter Edwards looked after me. It's like he had your big brother. Hey, come over here, fool. And also Johnny Jenkins and Stringer. I remember riding with him, and I'm throwing a wine bottle out the window. Fool, are you trying to get us busted? Get your butt over here. It is what, if you ever see Agents of Change, what Jerry Bernardo talked about, is that you were assigned people, you're not going to flunk out. You are going to graduate with something that's not in existence now. I cry when I go over the state. I was up there and talking to the few black students in there. If any of you think back, as Jimmy talks about history, in 1980, the California Black Caucus with, who was the former mayor that was with Leo Brazil? What's his name? Huh? No, not that. No, Agnes was the fool here in San Francisco.
Oakland?
Yeah, in Oakland, black. That was our chancellor when we were over at Vista College.
What are you talking about?
LU was chairman of the Black Caucus and put out in the state of California in 1980. Half, I want you to really understand this figure, half of all African American males in the state of California never got to the 8th grade. Never got to the 8th grade. So no wonder when I go to state and it's like, I can't find any black males on campus. They're so far and few in between. I go looking for them in the science building. I see some African students from the continent of Africa, but not African Americans. I sit on the advisory board at Southeast Clinic in Baby Hunters Point. There's not one black medical doctor at that clinic, but 90% of the patient base is African Americans and baby boomers like me. You're getting old. You have no division for geriatrics and care. You don't even, let me be professional. There is no laboratory equipment or testing equipment to test. The physicians do not understand environmental medicine to train. As Ramon was talking about, in Hunters Point, the Navy shipyard was the primary economic engine for Hunters Point. They recruited, the Federal Manpower's Commission recruited blacks from Texas and Louisiana to come to San Francisco. And they put them in the most horrid conditions. The black men, they're one of the primary functions of the shipyard. And if you drive by there today, you will see this 9-story building with no windows. That was the Navy's National Nuclear Research Laboratory from 1954 to 1972. That was. And that before that, during the Manhattan Project, where one of my sister-in-laws was living on Mariners Village, that was the Navy's Nuclear Research Lab. And they put them in the housing. The laboratory was disguised and camouflaged as regular housing. So if they're going to bomb it, they'll think it's just housing, let's go over here. They never screened the housing that they put the black people in for radiological poisoning. My sister-in-law lost both of her breasts. When Dr. Gillis did her work and I sat and screened the work, peer review, she was driven out of the San Francisco Health Department for telling the truth. The women there for that generation, my generation, had the highest breast cancer rate in the world over any third world nation. It's still going on today. What we fought for, and what I'm proud to know these men and women here, is that it wasn't a passing fancy or a thing to do, or the end thing or phrase. Each one of these men and women here internalized what we fought for, made it part of their life commitment to improve, to make sure the next generation moves ahead. Ramon and I hadn't seen each other in decades, but yet we run into each other over in West Oakland, and I'm talking about genetic susceptibility to chemical exposure, because would you believe the original breast cancer studies done in America were done on white males, not even white women? And the current risk assessment that I'm arguing about with the state of California currently, a medical model is a 35-year-old white male. Yet we know there are chemicals that are genetically susceptible to African Americans. But yet, how are you going to come up with the right answer or the right treatment if you haven't come with the right, even testing, to see what the patients are like? These are principles that we fought for. Ramon put in the movie Agents of Change and put it in a very proper context for the strike out at San Francisco State. That this was the Brown versus the Board of Education for higher education. We have failed. We have seen the continuation of our students graduating from San Francisco State. The department has failed. Here I got documents when I did under Phil McGee in 80, the first study, the first survey. And I was teaching scientific methods and research and did the survey of all 4 departments. And that's when Betty, Native American Studies, pulled my coattail. Right, next time, make a differential between urban Indians and reservation Indians in terms of measuring success and how they're doing. Of course, there's different variables in it. Betty pulled my coattail. Okay, yeah, shut it down. We have to do a better job. And it's like, we pushed, as Jimmy said, Ron Bentley and I wrote the first Master's of Arts degree in 1971 as juniors. Later I came back and established the current Master's of Arts. I did the statistical, and Phil went before the Academic Senate to set up the current Master's of Arts degree. We got to do better. We argued for a PhD when I was there for a hot second. We need to take it to the next level. We need to move this. And most importantly, why are you in college in the first place? Just to go get a job in corporate America? You forget who made it possible for you to be here. My parents, their mother, they were sharecroppers in Louisiana. They talked about those who were killed and murdered on the road just for me to be here. Actually, my grandfather was an organizer of sharecroppers. So when the 30s came, no one in the group went hungry. Everybody ate. We need to have that attitude. everybody. We need the next generation to come behind us. Hell, we're all old. I'm old. I'm old, and I'm getting involved. We need the next generation. We need the next doctors with some compassion. I don't have time to be a racist. One of my most trusted researchers in college happen to be white. And there happen to be some Negroes I wouldn't trust with 2 dead flies. It got to be what's here. And are you willing to fight for the truth or sell your soul for $1? I've been blessed. My wife has supported me all the way through over years.
Thank you.